Hello everybody. Through this video, I'm going to introduce you the course of international trade. I'm going to explain you why a course in English, taught in English, why a course of international trade, the objectives, and also the contents. First of all, I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Ana Isabel Guerra Hernández. Currently, I'm Associate Professor in Applied Economics at the Department of International and Spanish Economics, the University of Granada. My office number is Z221 here at the Faculty of Economics and Business. So why a course taught in English? For non-English speakers, I think it's an appropriate way to have a first contact with a foreign language in the context of your academic training. Here, I give you 3 reasons why attending a course taught in English could be useful. So first of all, you will learn technical vocabulary, useful for your future professional life. In fact, according to a report published by Infoempleo in 2019, 35% of the job offers required foreign language skills in English and also in German. Secondly, you will probably become less afraid of studying or even working abroad. And lastly, I think it's a good opportunity to practice your English in an academic context. Consequently, you will feel less anxious, less ashamed when speaking in English in your work life, on also in your social life. For national students, apart from these reasons I gave you before, national students will have the opportunity to interact with international students. During the last academic year, more than 80% of the students who enrolled this course, they were international students. I think it's a very good chance to get to know students from other European and non-European countries, get knowledge of other higher education systems thanks to this interaction, and get knowledge of other cultures, socio-economic systems. So I think all this information is useful for you in case you are planning to study one academic year abroad, using, for instance, the Erasmus program, or even if you are planning to work abroad in a foreign country. One of the most frequently questions asked by non-English speakers is the following. Well, if I don't have a high level of English, I don't have the B1, or I just have the B1, is that a problem to pass the course? The answer is no, based on my experience. In fact, around 50% of the students during the last academic year, they were national students. All of them, most of them, they sit the exam, and all of them they passed. They passed the exam with an average of 7 points out of 10. So your English level for this course is not in fact a barrier. Why is that? Because the objective of this course is not to test your English level, but rather to test your knowledge of international trade. Why a course in international trade? Well, for national students, according to the Spanish Institute of International Trade, the number of exporting companies has been increasing since 2012. So more and more firms are trying to enter foreign markets. They are trying to internationalize their activity, and I think it's important then. For all students, in fact, after the last financial economic crisis, all European countries started their recovery thanks to the process of substitution of domestic demand by exports. So in general, I think the context of the course are useful for your future professional life. About the content, the learning objectives and the context of the course. So I usually organize the learning objectives into categories. We have the first category relates to international economics and international economic structure. And the other category relates to trade management. Regarding the first category of learning objectives, we will look at the origin, nature, structure of trade and investment relationships between countries and regions. So why countries do trade, what are the current international trade patterns, the role played by global value chains, and nowadays the role played by services in international trade. We will also look at the debate between free trade policies and protectionist policies in the context of trade, and also the new patterns of neo-protectionism. We will look at the current structure of worldwide trade relationships through the role played by major international and national trade institutions. So in the context of international institutions, the role played by the World Trade Organization. We will learn how to identify and distinguish between the existing forms of economic and political integration. All these aspects will be addressed in Unit 1, 2, and 7. Regarding the second group of learning objectives, trade management, we will learn how to measure the degree of protection, the elements and typology of tariffs and non-tariff measures, the structure of custom duties in the context of the European Union, the criteria to value goods in customs according to the General Agreement of Trade and Tariffs Code, the custom procedures, the value-added tax, the treatment of the value-added tax in international trade, the stages, requirements, structure of international sales contracts, how to elaborate an invoice depending on the type of Incoterm that is reflected in the sales contracts, the categories, the appropriate uses, and the existing international payment tools. So all these aspects will be addressed in the remaining units of the course, so Unit 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8. Well, that's all. Thanks a lot for watching this video. If you have any questions about the course, do not hesitate to contact me via email, anaisabelguerra@ugr.es. I usually answer very quickly, and looking forward to seeing you in the course of international trade. Bye-bye. Take care.